Hopefully, it's saving me.
Well, I think we might be in a little more trouble. I think we might be in a little more trouble. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I've just gone live. Just so everyone knows. We're live.
Yay!
Yeah.
Nice.
Woohoo! It's like going live is always such a non-event because you need to wait for people to start like filtering in.
Yeah, and plus by this point there's basically no one watching, so it doesn't really so no one's really missing out on anything right now, so we can just kind of like just chat for a bit, I guess.
Yeah, whoever watches the start of the archive though.
Oh yeah.
This is for you, archive.
Yeah. Getting all the goss.
Yeah.
Amy, you're really good at like tweeting when you go live. I was like, it's about 5 minutes in, then I'm like, oh yeah, I've got to like put something out.
I mean, it's my job, I guess.
That is true. That is true.
It'd be like me being like, man, Reagan, you're so good at all this like really good game development stuff, and I'll be like, I'm shit at that.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get better at it. So this is just something I need to improve on. All right, I'm just gonna retweet your stuff. That's much easier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So it's been pretty interesting. What we had, so Dave and I had like a little session on Wednesday to discuss what Finn could be doing and what else might get up to, and then John, you and Dave got together and took Aust on a little side journey.
So on Thursday, John took me through what we talked about on Wednesday.
I'm so worried. I tell you what.
Have you looked at Roll20 and seen the rolls that I did?
No, I haven't actually.
So you look at the last scroll of rolls.
Yeah. What?
There's
like
perception though. Look at that.
Perception.
It was all perception and stuff. But please know, I rolled a 28 on stealth, which I thought was which was brilliant. That enabled me to do some seriously cool stuff.
That's awesome. It looks like you got up to some good stuff. You had a history roll and an insight roll and a nature roll.
Yeah.
Was this
cool
like
rolls.
a character reroll? What was this?
So basically, on Thursday, so Aust has kind of split away from the group overnight. So it was essentially playing that half hour, I guess, of me running around doing stuff while you guys are in the midst of a battle. So essentially, Aust is about 28 minutes and so many seconds ahead of you in gameplay time while you're busy battling.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Dave, would you say that maybe things were getting dicey?
You could say that.
Every time.
But we do just have a
Really? I see it coming a mile away.
we do just have a black map though. So I've
Okay, I'll make it.
Oh yeah.
But if you zoom out, you should be able to find your character.
Well, I think we were at the top right of the map.
You're in the top right hand corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably just looking at
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I need to refresh my Roll20. Okay, so while that's happening, I thought I would just explain a little bit about. Does anybody want to cover off what happened last session? I feel like I've been doing that a lot.
But you do it so well.
You do it very well, John.
Finn did a good job at diplomacy. Excellent diplomacy skills. I rated
Yeah,
it
that
10.
was like I got crit on that. Okay, cool. So what happened last time was so the gang finally arrived at the Maelstrom, and after coming upstairs and kind of having this interaction with this group, this like what seemed like quite a powerful group of giants of various races who the party found out were there to see Princess slash now Queen maybe Sarissa, whom Finn also knows. So we started the session with Finn in Sarissa's embrace, and basically started from there. So the small folk had kind of aggrieved the giants just by their mere presence, and added to that the fact that the princess ran up and hugged them first, rather than the 4 giants who were waiting there for their audience. Among the 4 giants, we have the stone giant Braxo, the frost giant Helenhild, the fire giant Tartha, and the countess of the cloud giant Sansuri, who's played by Miss Potter. And then so after that, after some conversations and some things, and Aust kind of like sneaking around the place for a bit, the group settled down to bed. And then what happened next basically was that Countess Sansuri could hear the other giants scheming in the next room, and has just kind of been taking an observational role so far. But the giants have invaded, as I hope you can see now on the map, have invaded the small folks' bedchambers and are taking them to task. Marvin is being held up against the wall by the fire giant. The frost giant is blocked from entering, and Sasha is in a room with the stone giant. Did I miss anything about last week's session?
What was the name again?
What was whose name, sorry?
I got Braxo, Typho, Sansuri, but I've missed the second one, sorry.
Helenhild. I'll chuck it in the chat just so. Helenhild.
You mentioned that Aust disappeared?
Yeah, so I'll explain a little bit about what's happened or what's happening with Aust. So I've not done this before, so let's just see how it goes.
It's always Aust that's going to take you to new ground, right?
Yeah.
So this is how do I explain this? So this is like what's the theory where there's the multiple universes and there's every conceivable variation?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it's the
Twilight Zone, Rick and Morty.
It's the Rick and Morty theorem. We're basically
parallel universes.
Yeah, parallel universes. That's exactly it. So Aust/Dave and I have had a session in the middle of the week, and we have plotted out one potential timeline about 28 minutes into the future, and what we're about to play out is
catch up.
It's basically for most of the rest of the party, most of the rest of the group, the players, you are about to experience that same 28 minutes, but you potentially will have an effect on what happens with Aust, in the same way that a butterfly's wings flipping somewhere. So I won't tell you until maybe I'll tell you at the end of the session what happened with Aust if it changes, but I think this will be like an interesting wee thing. So Aust, you might get some roles in here, but for it's mostly going to be on the rest of the party and what they're up to.
I just get to sit back and watch. It's going great. Whatever you do, guys, don't die.
Yeah, well.
We'll try.
If you do die, I'm in some serious shit.
Well, if we die, we're in serious shit. I think that's.
Well, if you die, I can't come and help you.
Let's all
not die.
That's a good idea.
Well, that just goes back to Amy's character. Sasha and Finn have no idea. First, I don't even think they realise that Sansuri's out there. No. But also, they don't know what allegiance she has. In fact, I don't even think Dave, Mark, and I have any idea either. So this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, and I think as well, that's a good thing for you to not necessarily have that information. And obviously, Sansuri can act however she sees fit based on her own motivations. She doesn't necessarily have to work with you just because you're actually here.
Although it'd be really nice if you kind of leave the hand.
This is like the classic D&D trope of don't split the party, because this is what happens is a smaller number of the party members end up in conflict with their greatest challenge yet.
Look, I just want to say for our own benefit that he didn't know that someone was going to piss the Giants off, despite the fact that it was probably him that caused it. I can't remember.
I just like that we got three stories happening here. We've got the point of view of Sansuri, we've got the point of view of Sasha and Finn, and we've got Aust somewhere. only he and John knows.
He's writing the author.
And we've got Jackalope back in. We've got a few people already talking. Jackalope's back, which is great.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
Yeah. I think Jackalope's possibly our most regular viewer.
Yeah, I think so. That's good. We need at least one.
Yeah. Cool.
All
okay,
right.
so we are going to pick up where we left off, which is in combat. Oh, and I didn't ready the music. Sorry. Man, I'm the worst DMO. This is horrible.
That's right. You've got the added stress of having to worry about music now. I mean, before it was just literally everything else.
I would do way worse than way worse.
Oh yeah, we've got the dragon fighting music again. Is it?
Why can't I hear it? It's so not fair.
Oh, I want the bubbles again. Can we go somewhere that's underwater?
I kind of like this one.
Oh, that's good.
Is there a setting for the music in the game somewhere that I can?
There's got to be. I don't know if now is the right time.
I'm not going to be doing anything, so you guys can play with it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
Have a look through your settings.
Hang on.
There's like a jukebox button over on the right, but it just tells you what's playing, I think.
Yeah.
I'm controlling the music. Okay, so it is the fire giant Tartha's turn. Actually, on the stream, can you tell us if the music is too loud so I can adjust it? Tartha still has Marvin by the throat and is going to attempt to reel back and slam Marvin into the wall. And the first attempt, actually, I'll resolve them independently because the first attempt was a critical fail, which is good for you all.
That's fantastic.
Bad for me.
Roll a 1.
Roll a 1. Okay, so we're going to roll a 1d100, and I think I'll roll it in the chat actually, just for everyone. Everyone at home? Okay, so it's fair to middling, but it is a critical fail. So what I'm going to say happens is, as Tartha reels back, her hand slips, and Marvin manages to drop free of Tartha's clutches, and she comes back round with her maul and tries to smash Marvin in the chops. And Marvin's AC... Yep, that's a hit.
I love that this music has like police sirens in it. That's fantastic.
Sorry. I've got the most... The list is so random, and I couldn't find a way to actually project a separate thing. I think I had to get you guys to sign up to another service.
Right.
Which I didn't necessarily want to do anyway.
Found it.
Okay, so... Oh, that's not too bad. So Marvin is going to take, what's that, 6 plus 7? 13 damage. And it is the Countess's turn.
Right. So at this point, we've got the two little creatures of the dragon out here. See, that what Sansuri's feeling at the moment is that she'd quite like the dragon to be dead because she just doesn't like dragons. Like, she just doesn't. But she knows that Sarissa really liked the other creatures, like the small people, that she embraced them and that she was a big fan of them, and Sansuri wants nothing more than to please Sarissa. So But then if she kills the dragon, then
Is she scared of dragons, or does she dislike dragons?
She just dislikes them.
Right.
Yeah, kind of an enemy situation. Yeah. So I feel like I'm just gonna wait it out and hope that these people come out of their room at some point, and that the dragon accidentally falls in a misfortune.
Okay. Did you want to ready? So you can spend your turn readying an action or waiting for something to happen and then triggering something, or you could. Yeah.
I'm going to wait for the giants to spill blood. Like if the dragon goes down, then I will definitely be in there, and I'm probably going to be in there with my magic missile.
Oh.
Hey.
Cool. Okay, so if Marvin is mortally wounded, you'll.
I'm in there with the magic missile.
Okay, sweet. Finn, you are up.
Okay.
Dave's enjoying this way too much.
Oh man, can you just describe what Finn can see from his position within that room?
Yeah, sure. So you see a closed door. So it swung closed after you kicked it open, fired your pot shot off, and backed away. But you could open the door.
What could Finn see? He could just see the fire giant holding Marvin against the wall last time, eh?
Yeah, so you saw fire giant and maybe the edge of the frost giant. You know that alpha and beta are out there as well. And you saw this fire giant. You're familiar with fire giants holding Marvin up against the wall, and that's when you kind of did that fadeaway shot as you pop back inside the door.
Oh man. Okay, so what I think Finn is trying to, like, he knows he's cornered. Like, he knows he's in a room. The only way out is to a fire giant that is doing bad stuff. He doesn't know if there's other giants there, but the fact that, you know, that they all came down earlier is probably a good indication that there's 4 giants out there waiting for me. So he's just he wants to try and create as much noise as possible, basically, to try and possibly alert Maelstrom that there's something happening down here. So he's gonna use the strength from the frost giant's belt that he's wearing, and he's gonna walk over to one of these beds, and he's gonna grab the bed and just throw it basically into the wall to the side of him, basically to try and create a whole bunch of noise.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack with your strength added, but no proficiency because you're not proficient with beds.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Well, from recent performances that we've seen with Dave, we know you're not.
I do. I guess
I ended up in separate rooms to begin with.
I haven't got
Nice try, Finn.
I haven't got my bare fist set up. So what's is that just a roll?
Roll a 1d20 plus your strength modifier.
All right.
It's quite a cumbersome. What I meant was it's quite a cumbersome object. I didn't mean to pass any judgments on your.
No, I get it. I get it. No.
What I meant was
You should be.
It's not the size, John. It's how you use it.
That's not what. That's not what one of his
that's
names
just
said.
Finn's motto.
There's a lady in the town somewhere that would disagree. I think.
Exactly. Well, actually, she was not very satisfied. That's right. All right, so that's an 18.
Okay, so you managed to hoist this bed. Which wall are you throwing it at?
I'll just ping it for you. So it's just this wall here. So it's basically just like a pick up and slam into the wall.
So you go to pick up from the legs of the bed, and you just lift it up, and you adjust for the height of the barrel next to you, and you just throw it straight over it, and just crash. You just hear this crashing sound. And I'm just going to note that down for reasons that may become clear later. That's... Yeah. Okay.
The DM will remember this.
No, he won't. Yeah, you broke my bed, damn it.
Hey, you were in the other room.
Huh?
I think you were in the other room, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
So it's not your bed, thankfully.
Okay,
No.
so that's your action. Did you want to do anything else?
Okay, so he's just going to put on his big, fearsome, giant, booming voice that he can muster, the snarliest, most ferocious voice that he can muster, and he's going to shout in giant, because he's basically shouting this as he's throwing it, and he's yelling, "Don't you know of me, Finn the Giant Slayer?" But he's yelling it in giant. Because surely they know of Finn by now. Hopefully.
I love when you try and get scary, Finn. It's so fun.
Can you give me an intimidation roll?
Oh shit! I can.
It won't be great. Oh, it's a pity you don't have advantage.
Wait. Do I have luck points? Oh, I do.
You must do.
I do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use luck to re-roll. Now unfortunately, I wish I could use luck to take the advantage on that, but I am gonna give it another go. Okay, all right. I think this is a very important bit, so we're just going to take one more luck point here.
Oh, the desperation! I love it.
Yeah. Jesus, never mind.
Oh.
Just never mind.
Wow.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I mean, that's indicative of the situation we're in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Finn's luck having run out.
I've still got one more luck point for later.
Yeah. Sorry, almost lucked out.
Yeah.
We move to Brexo. So Brexo closes in on you, Sasha. Doom, doom, as the heavy feet of the stone giant just slowly and methodically plod towards you. And he just reaches up with this enormous hand and just attempts to squash you beneath his palm.
You muted yourself there, Sasha.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the attack.
Right.
I believe that's a miss.
Oh.
Nice.
This time reaches back into its kind of belt, pulls out its great club and just like taps it on the palm of the other hand, and just takes a big home run swing. And misses again.
Oh no.
These giants.
Pros, man. They're powerful.
Yeah. That's all Brexo can really do at this point. So Sasha, it is your turn.
Alright. Well, I'm going to move on to the important matters first, so I'm just going to look down at Typha and just have a little cackle, just be like, you missed.
Yeah, so Marvin is free now. Marvin is no longer grappled.
How high is the ceiling in this room?
The ceiling in this room is about 50 feet.
And how tall are the giants?
I can tell you that. The frost giant is 21 feet tall, and the fire giant is 18 feet tall.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, with that, Marvin's just gonna go shoot straight up. I don't know how high he can go, but I want him to go nearly as close as he can to the ceiling, so he can avoid, just avoid the throws of those two giants and that female giant who wants to try attack.
Well, remember you don't know about Sansuri or the quantities yet.
Yeah, I don't know yet, but.
Okay, so you can fly 80 feet, but because you're in Tartha's range, doing so will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Take it and go.
She rolled a 2.
Oh.
So swing and a miss with them all again.
Nice.
All right.
As Marvin bolts straight up into the air.
For that ceiling, so you know the room that Sasha's in. Can Marvin get over it, or is that ceiling block?
No,
like,
it's up to
completely,
it's up.
completely closed off.
It's completely closed off apart from the door,
All right.
and
Okay.
the door's only like regular door height. These rooms are built for, they're not built for giants. These ones.
Cool. No, that's fine.
But the stud height is inside, but not like the door.
All right. So I can't move Marvin, but I'm gonna move him back towards the star.
Okay.
So back on that, well, sort of in the middle of the star, just so he's a bit further away from all the dudes.
How tall's the statue that hit Marvin's above?
I think it's about 24 feet or something.
Oh, okay. I'm just picturing this dragon kind of flying above a statue and kind of just landing on it. It'd be kind of cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
If I use dodge, can I use movement as well?
Yeah. So you went right up to the top, right?
Oh, sorry for Sasha.
Oh, yeah. You can use dodge and movement.
Okay. Oh man, this is a bit risky.
Okay, so sorry, is that Marvin's turn done?
Yeah, Marvin's happy with where he is at the moment. He's feeling a bit relieved. Yeah.
Can you just roll a d6 to see if his breath weapon recharges?
Oh yes, sorry, forgot about that. It's a 4. It's a miss.
Okay. Did you want to take any actions with Marvin?
No actions, no. Actually, yes. Can Marvin make a loud sound? Actually, Marvin can speak Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
And in a loud voice, Marvin's just going to alert Sasha that there's 2 more outside the house. And hopefully it's loud enough that, I don't know, Finn can't really hear it, but hopefully just loud and intimidating.
Okay, so Marvin, I can't remember if I told you, but Marvin can speak Common and Draconic now. He only used to be able to speak Draconic. So if you want him to yell it in Common, he can, or you can use Draconic.
Oh yeah, definitely Common then. So he's gonna yell out and just say, "There's 2 giants outside here. Watch out!"
Yeah.
And hopefully it's loud enough for everyone to hear, including Finn and Sasha.
Cool. And so since the last time you heard him spoke, we had this kind of like high pitched, like almost pterodactyl like squeal to his voice. It's now like a much lower, much more visceral sort of rumble. He's like, 2 giants outside.
Oh, I love it.
And
Yeah.
I
So
think based on your guys' passive perceptions, I think each of you can hear that.
Cool.
It's kind of obvious.
all right. Upon hearing that, then Sasha's just gonna do dodge and then move towards the door.
Okay.
So just over here, and yeah, that's it.
You're just moving to there?
Okay, sorry, 30 feet. Didn't realise.
Yeah, you can move to there. You will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
If you want to move there.
Perfectly fine.
Okay. What is your
21.
plus dodge?
I think dodge just imposes disadvantage on the attacker.
You sure?
Yes. Yeah. When you dodge, any attack rolls made against you has a disadvantage if you can see the attacker.
Oh, okay. They might have changed that. Literally the last time I used the dodge action was in the beta for 5th edition. So that's awesome. But yeah, they missed.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. One bonus action if I can. Sasha's just gonna quickly go. Thank you very much, Grumbar. You're holding my hand through all this.
Okay, and you feel this kind of warm, earthly energy well up inside your chest, kind of centered around your talisman.
Awesome. I'll end it with that.
It is Helenhild's turn. And I think because Helenhild can't really push past Tartha, can't really get into any of the rooms, she's just going to attack Alpha again.
Stop hurting Alpha. Damn it.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Wait, so can those giants not fit through those doors?
They can fit through the door, but they have to kind of squeeze through. But the reason why this one can't move past is because Tartha's in the way.
Oh yeah, good.
Where are we? Ooh.
I love the police sirens. It's very Middle Earth.
Oh, sorry, Finn.
Oh,
that
no.
is
Don't do this to me.
28 damage.
Oh, Finn, what are you doing? Come on.
What do you mean? What am I doing? You bug it off.
Dude, what are you getting hurt?
man.
Just...
And Helen Hild reaches back again with her great axe, and also hits Alpha.
Pick on Beta. Beta's right there. What are you doing?
Beta's next to Tartha.
Oh.
16 plus
It's all Aust's fault.
22.
Aust has nothing to do with it.
22.
22 damage.
Alpha is in a dying state.
Oh no! You're gonna lose your...
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Hilarious! This is hilarious.
Oh, Aust. No, Rangers aren't fun, DeWolf. Rangers leave your party and split you up and get you in trouble, alright?
We're the natural wanderers of the world, alright?
Mm-hmm.
It's normally the rogue that goes rogue, but just saying.
Well,
Okay.
Aust has had some interest in the rogues thing, so he's just kind of practicing.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Tartha's turn. Tartha having received an arrow from through the door, and Marvin having flown way out of range, moves down and squeezes herself through the 10-foot opening and rolls up to Finn, where she is going to
Kill Finn.
Then you're in
attack
so
you.
much trouble.
Yeah, kill Finn basically. Pretty sure that's a hit. 25.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
I'm sorry, Finn.
7.
DeWolf said that they'd never leave me, like you did, Aust.
24 damage.
Okay. That's not good. That's not good.
And she reaches
How
back
much was
with
it not die, Flynn?
her maul once more.
Mm.
And crit fails.
Hey!
Yes! Yes!
Oh. That's
God, say it's not
bad.
pretty.
No, it's she rolled 90, so I'm just thinking, what's the mildest possible consequence? I think what happens is she kind of takes the swing with the maul, and it clangs into the rock, basically where the bed hit, and luckily for you, creates a large amount of noise.
Mm.
As it chips away some of the kind of masonry. That's Tartha's turn over. Countess, you're back up. Did you want to do anything before the start of your next turn? Given you didn't take an action.
What do you mean? Sorry, before what? Yeah.
Before you start your next turn, you had this readied action, but you could use it if you wanted to do that, or.
No, I don't think she would. Given that she's seen the other giant go into the other room now and heard all of this noise from that room, she's a little bit concerned now that the small people might be getting hurt and that Sarissa's going to be upset. So I think she's going to move forward and she's going to speak to Helen Hild, kind of like in an intimidating way. Like, what do you think you're doing?
Cool. And like a high and mighty intimidation, or like this guttural sort of like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, like I'm a heckin' cloud giant. What are you doing?
Perfect.
Go ahead and roll intimidation for me.
Ooh, yeah.
You might not have the intimidation skill,
No,
but if
I
you
don't.
roll a d20 plus whatever your charisma modifier is.
You can't do worse than Finn, that's for sure.
Cool. Okay.
Oh,
That's
look
what I
at
want to
that.
say.
Okay, so Helen Hild, who previously was like, well, Stella's covered in like this griffin blood from having smashed this enormous bird, kind of turns around at you and is like, "Oh, Sansuri, thought you were asleep." And
Yeah. Well, no.
so that. So you want to reply with that?
Okay. I thought you were asleep. What do you think you're doing, trying to hurt these visitors?
So she kind of looks at you and she says, like, based on your role, she's gonna be pretty like afraid of what's going on. She's the only other giant in the hallway with you. So I think she recognizes, like, the ordning's broken, but you are a cloud giant, and you are also the leader of all the cloud giants. Helen Hild is not the leader of even the frost giants. So recognizing, like, her position and your position, she's kind of like, well, and she starts trying to explain how they shouldn't even be here. They took up our time with the princess. Surely, great Sansuri, you can see why we would need to end them.
I can sympathize with your frustration. However, these people, whoever they might be, seem to be Sarissa's friends. And I don't think any of us want to get on the wrong side of Sarissa.
Okay. So we'll count that as your bonus action and your action, just given there was quite a long conversation there. But if you just give me one more of those rolls.
Another d20 plus 3?
Yeah. In fact, actually have advantage on it as well, so roll 2 d20 plus 3.
You might be in some lucky boys.
I hope I've typed this correctly.
Yep, looks good. Okay, so we'll take the 18 plus 3, so that's 21. Nice rolling. Jeez. So Helen Hild kind of looks at you and kind of recognizes what's going on, and says, well, I guess you'll have to stop Tartha, but you'll have no more trouble from me. Sansuri, I'm deeply sorry. And she kind of backs away, like bowing, and tries to eke her way past you if you'll let her. Yes? No?
I'll move so she can pass.
Okay. And she's just kind of like, she never really like turns her body away from you. Just the whole way she's like,
Oh, scaredy cats, love it.
and she just kind
That's
of
right.
gets away, and you lose sight of her.
Cool.
Nice work. You negotiated away one of the giants.
Yeah.
Finn,
Finn.
Nice. Finn, you're up.
Can Finn see Beta from where he is?
So what you see, like, you saw as Tartha was pushing in between her legs, you can see Beta.
I can see Beta. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Finn knows he's in trouble. He knows he's in some serious trouble. And he knows that there's really only one way out of this room. And that's to throw the blink blade directly at Beta.
I knew this was coming. I knew it.
You're going to throw the blink blade at your own animal.
Well, that's not mine. It's a tag along. I don't mind. I got to get to Alpha. I need to get to Alpha.
Like, do you guys remember Dharma and Greg, or am I just too shown?
I remember Dharma.
Yeah, I remember Dharma and Greg.
Okay, so Stinky and Nunzio, and Stinky is Dharma's dog, and Nunzio is Stinky's dog. It's like
Right.
Beta is like Alpha's griffin, and Alpha is your griffin.
Yeah, so I don't care. So just to explain the blink blade.
Yeah.
I don't care about Beta. I don't care at all about Beta. You know how little you ended up caring about your pseudo dragon? That's been me with Beta from the beginning. So but yeah, just to explain the blink blade. So basically, I get to chuck my blink blade at an enemy or a target, and if it hits, I instantly get teleported behind that creature or next to that creature. So I'm gonna have to just give it a go. I have to.
Alright. Excuse me, my shopping's just arrived, so
Our regularly scheduled shopping for Dave. Well, that's alright. Aust doesn't.
That's alright. He's not really involved in this at the moment.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
He could have muted. Jeez. Okay. So
Dave.
should we just listen into what Dave's up to?
Let's.
This is as exciting as what's about to happen with this blink blade, I think.
Yeah.
More.
When Dave gets back, maybe you just say that Finn's dead or something. We can be like, oh, I can't believe Finn's dead.
I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to describe this?
Okay. Yeah. So with what's the name of this fire giant? Sorry. Tartha. So with Tartha towering over Finn being only 3.5 foot tall, Tartha being 20-something foot tall, he knows he's in serious trouble. He's already taken one hit, and that did some serious damage. I don't think Finn has felt this damaged before, and maybe he sees in between Tartha's legs Beta sort of cowering in the background, freaking out a little bit. It looks. Yeah, not sure what's going on, but you can see that Beta is visibly upset. And it just clicks in Finn's head, there's only way I can get out of here. And just quietly reaches back and unsheathes the blink blade, holding it gingerly between his two fingers. And he just like flings it through Tartha's legs and towards Beta.
Cool. So as the door swings closed and like the view begins to disappear of Beta, the blink blade also disappears from view, and the door closes and it swings open the opposite direction, and you see it traveling true, and it swings closed again and just a little bit of a crack, but you can't actually see the blade connect, but you do hear an awful as the blink blade strikes true, and you feel your body begin to teleport outside of the room, and you're standing there with your hand on the hilt of the blade that's kind of lodged into the side of a griffin, and you withdraw it.
Nice. I can't really do anything else. I don't really want to move. I've got to heal Alpha. I've got to get to Alpha. Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to use his hide to basically tuck himself in between Alpha and because Alpha's quite big, so between Alpha and the wall behind Alpha. He's just going to kind of like, let's see if we can just sort of like tuck himself under here to try and get away from everybody.
This is like some World War II hiding yourself beneath the dead bodies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a hide.
Did Sansuri see him with the blink teleport, or is that invisible?
Oh, that's a crit fail.
I know, but I've got one more luck point.
You better use it right now, because that's a crit fail.
Sansuri, you did see a brilliant blue flash of light as this tiny creature appeared next to a griffin and pulled a blade out of it. And then you see him kind of try to burrow into a dead one.
But I am gonna use my last luck point on that stealth roll because I can't do a crit fail. I can't do that. I can't be having it. 16.
That'd be hilarious.
Okay.
Slightly better.
Cool. Okay, 16.
That's my last luck point. So I hope those were well spent.
Yes, let's hope so. Alright. Braxo. The first two were definitely not well spent.
No, no they weren't.
Braxo's turn. So, Braxo, having missed you, Sasha, kind of chases up behind you and takes another swing. I'm just checking. So, I think dodges until your next turn, which is pretty sick.
That's right.
What does this benefit? Yeah, cool.
Someone asked a really good question in the comments as well. DeWolf just asked if Finn and Sansuri sort of if we're enemies or not. So basically, all Finn heard from within that room was Marvin scream out that there was 2 giants out there. One then entered the room, and Finn then left the room to see one more giant, which is the Cloud Giant. They haven't had any interactions, so he's just freaking out, and that's kind of why he ended up hiding himself.
So Braxo is going to try to hit you, Sasha, with disadvantage. That's pretty good rolls. 21 to hit.
Insane.
That's with a disadvantage.
That's with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm exactly 21.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit.
Oh my gosh.
Don't die, you're the healer.
Yeah. Alpha is counting on you.
So 12, 18 plus 20. Take 24 damage.
Oh.
And Braxo comes back again with his great club. And again, 21. Take 18.
Oof.
21. Wait, so 18, and how much was the first hit?
A lot.
I think it was 20. Yeah, 24.
24, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So 42
Alright.
damage.
Just a mortal slice.
Yeah. Both. Yeah, 12. Yeah, the lowest roll was 21 on both of those, which is pretty nuts.
Ugh.
Sasha, it's your turn though.
Oh my gosh. Sasha's feeling really limp right now.
Oh. Sorry. Never mind. Ignore me.
East Coast US, yeah.
Alright. Random references thrown around.
Sorry.
That's where Wolf's from. I love that we have someone on there with the Wolf as their name.
That's perfect, right?
I just love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. They have no idea why at the moment because they haven't met Wolf, but that's still very cool.
So, if I disengage, can I still like talk and stuff if I disengage?
So if you disengage, that will be your main action. You can still talk, but you'll have to get it out really quickly. I'd say like something that would take you about 3 seconds to say.
Alright. Would that guy swinging his club at me twice cause the door to be swung open at any point? If I'm right up against the door?
You can push that door open pretty easily. Like, it's not a giant-sized door, this one.
Alright. So,
Thanks for the follow, Wolf.
Nice.
I guess the last question is, Marvin being a young adult white dragon, is he strong enough to carry a dragonborn? Like, isn't the Dragonborn riding Marvin?
He could certainly try.
Oh, mate, that's gonna be fun. Okay. So, within a span of 6 seconds, the first 3 seconds is Sasha just going to be pushing the door and saying, Marvin, take me up to the sky. And Sasha's just going to run up to this point. And what I'm hoping that Marvin does is just swoops down. Sasha jumps up, and then, you know, they both ascend up to the sky.
Okay.
So yeah, in tandem. I'm not sure if that imposes a opportunity of attack, but
Well, if you're disengaging, then that's how you don't get attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
So you kind of push away, and as it looks like Braxo would go and kind of swing at you, you kind of interpose the door between yourself and Braxo, which is quite difficult for him to kind of push through. And you run outside the room and you yell, Marvin! The rest of what you said. And Marvin kind of forgot what it was. And Marvin swoops down towards you. But Marvin's going to have to make a strength roll because you're not that light. You're a big boy and or girl.
Which is yet undisclosed. Like so much about Sasha.
What's the roll for Oh, don't worry. I think I can just do it straight on Marvin's character. 1 sec. So just a strength.
Just roll strength. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So Marvin swoops down from 50 feet up. So Marvin can move up to 80 feeters. 80
Yep.
feeters.
80
That's
feeters.
How many
like a
feet
cross
is that?
between. Yeah, it's like a cross between meters and feet.
Yeah.
Swoops down 50 feeters. Picks up Sasha, who's kind of like jumping at the opportunity, and like grasps your wrists with his talons, and just you notice the weight, the additional weight, just kind of as Marvin's body drops, just for a second though, and then as his wings kind of catch him, and manages to pull himself back up, and he gets back up to about 20 feet before his movement ends. He's a little bit slower with you on deck.
Fair enough. It's just gonna make him stronger. That's all I gotta say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then hopefully there's a slight bonus action. Sasha's just gonna look down at Finn and go, I hope you're all right. Just with a look though of like concern.
Well, first of all, did I succeed in my stealth? I rolled a 16. Am I successfully? I didn't find out.
Depends on who you're hiding from. And like,
Right.
if you hide, you don't necessarily know that you're
Right.
hidden.
Okay.
So you feel moderately stealthy.
Oh, this is the most entertainment I've had in a long time.
Damn you, Dave.
I feel like Dave's like a stream monster that's like
Yeah.
been invited into the
Yeah.
room.
You're just like a troll from the chat that we've decided to like let in for a session.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
I thought that was me.
No, you had
Turns
to.
out, no.
You got the official invite. I just
Yeah.
turned up.
Yeah.
Okay, and so sorry, I'm just putting you to front.
I just want to say big thanks to XCat, Darkness, and to Wolf for the follow. You guys,
Whoa.
you guys are fantastic.
So Marvin shoots up 20 feet in the air, and Countess, you just see this dragon dive bomb from above the statue of one of the storm giant gods, and dive down, pick up this dragonborn, which you know is not like a dragon, but it's interesting and different nonetheless, and just kind of picks it up and just starts to slowly fly back towards the ceiling. It is Tartha's turn, and Tartha kind of squeezes her way out of the room, And Tartha is 18 feet tall.
Oof.
So Tartha's just going to take a swing at this dragon and dragonborn. Man, that's a muscular dog.
Yeah.
Just going to take a swing at Marvin, the muscular dragon. And 19 to hit, which I think is a hit. Yep, that's a hit.
Ooh.
Nine.
Oh no, he's doing maths. This isn't good.
Uh-oh. Multiple dice rolls.
Yeah.
You're in some trouble.
31 damage.
Ooh.
Man, wow.
And he's just kind of rocked. He's carrying you, and he's not that familiar with it. He's just literally grabbed you, and he gets hit by this maul in the back. So he's going to make a... I think we'll make it strength save to see if he can hold on to you.
Oh, this isn't good.
Yeah, I think on a 6.
Not on that
he
roll.
I think on a 6 he just drops you down.
Oh no.
So you're 20 feet in the air, so you're going to take a little bit of damage.
The Dragonborns bounce.
Dave, you're enjoying this way too much.
So
I hope
take
Aust
6
is like
damage.
in a ditch somewhere as a person, not a character, not as a character.
Oh, this is the most entertainment. This is so funny.
Thanks, Dan, for giving me presents of hit points.
Yeah. So yeah, take 6 damage. And we get back round to the Countess.
If you guys just didn't have a dragon, I would have helped you so much earlier. Oh gosh. Okay. So can I see Finn or?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah. So you saw by virtue
I'm just like,
by virtue of him, you saw him appear, and then you kind of traced his movements as he hid himself underneath the body of this griffin. So you know with a reasonable certainty that he's still under there.
Okay. Since I can see Finn and I know that I want to protect him, that is my main goal here. I'm gonna step forward and I'm going to attempt to intimidate this fire. Is it fire giant? Yeah, I think it's fire giant. In the same fashion as before, I say, "Leave them alone."
Yeah. With this this haughty tone of derision from the Countess. Give me an intimidation roll.
good luck.
Oh, which I don't have, so a d20 plus my charisma?
Yeah, that's the one. So I think if you tap up, it probably is one of the recent ones.
Oh, up is a thing?
Yeah, you can just tap up in the chat, and it will do like your last roll.
No, that gave me some crap. Hang on.
Oh, it's not working for me now.
Oh, that's...
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Okay, so Tartha kind of turns around and looks at you and says, "You and the Storm Giants, you've always looked down on us. Why should I listen to you?"
Be worried for the silence.
The ordning may not currently be withstanding, but we all know reinstated eventually. And as such, I don't think it would do your kind any favors to be in my bad books.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I think we'll resolve that next turn, just as that kind of seeps in to Tartha's being, as she kind of recognizes what you've just said. So we'll come back to
It's a great threat.
her conversation.
Mm.
Finn, you are up.
Finn is just going to spend his turn. He's got some healing potions on him. He's just going to try his best to like pour some into Alpha's beak in the hopes of reviving him. And spend the rest of the turn trying to just calm him, like still staying in that position, staying close, staying like, and trying to make sure that it doesn't move. We're trying to, it's best to keep it calm. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So what is it? So
Okay.
2d4.
Sorry, can I just for the record's sake, because I forgot to do it last time, can you just roll a 1d20 for Alpha's last round death save?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Of course. There's one fail.
So one failure before you begin pouring this red viscous liquid into Alpha's beak, which is helpfully splayed open.
2d4. What is it? So 2d4 plus 2. Okay. All right. Bringing back 8 HP.
So Alpha kind of rears back into life and then feels this kind of warm, calming presence as you kind of whisper in his ear, "It's all right, boy. It's
I'm
all right."
picturing Finn in a nurse's uniform now for some reason.
Don't do that. Like a sexy little number. Is that what you're thinking?
Tiara?
I don't have my circlet on. Leave it alone. He's all right.
Can you roll animal handling to see how
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Alpha?
Ooh, 11.
Okay, so like with like some ruffling feathers and things, I think it's actually, let me just roll for Tartha. It's kind of obvious to Tartha now where you are,
Right.
but you do manage to calm Alpha.
Okay, cool.
But as kind of Alpha's wings were flapping up and down, the motion drew her attention, and then she could see, oh, there's that fucking halfling that ran away from me.
And just as a small action, I just want to point over to the stairs, and shout for Alpha to move.
Okay. Alpha is going to move towards the stairs.
Beta can stay there. I don't know if Beta's going to follow or not, but
Won't Beta naturally just follow?
Yeah,
That's where
probably.
he's going?
probably.
Yeah. Beta starts moving as well.
Well, the Beta might be a little aggrieved given you threw a dagger at her.
Hey, it worked. It got
That's
me
what
out
I-
of there.
That's what I'd do with Beta, you know? If
Yeah.
Beta throws Beta, I'd be all over you and scratching your eyes out. You just threw a dagger at me.
Hey, I just did to Beta what Aust would do to one of his pets.
Yeah, but I let them do it to themselves by just jumping and burning. It's so much more dramatic.
Alright, anyway, Finn, did you want to do any moves?
Oh yeah, so I guess I can move. Yeah. Can you just explain? So I've just seen Sansuri basically state that she wants she wants the giants to stop. So with that, Finn is just gonna take a step back, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. How are you doing that? Are you like cautiously like sidling past, or are you just
Just
bolting
run, just
for it?
bolting for it.
Okay. Cool. Sansuri, are you just letting the halfling past? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And so Braxo's up. So Braxo kind of squeezes his head through the door and just kind of turns it upwards. It's like, Sansuri! And just kind of like, is surprised, just trying to crawl through this door in front of you. But is genuinely taken aback and is trying to just make sense of the situation outside the door at the moment with the Dragonborn, the dragon, Tartha. Yeah. I'm getting some feedback. Is my headset okay?
No, it's fine.
Okay,
It's fine to me.
cool. So Brexo's not going to make any attacks here. Sasha.
Alright, Sasha's just gonna stand up, just kind of go. This time around though, Marvin's just gonna slowly drop down because he was only 20 feet, and then Sasha's just gonna hop on and ride towards where Alpha and Beta are. And
Okay.
on the way there, he's not gonna be flying that high, but on the way, so halfway there. Wait, sorry, what's the distance between myself and Finn?
30 feet.
Alright. So, oh no, I don't want to try carry you, sorry. Even though you're light, it might throw me off. Apologies, Finn.
That's all good. It's all good. I've got a big
Yeah.
cloud giant between me and the danger.
Yeah, okay, so, Sasha and Marvin are just going to fly off towards the two dudes. And while that's happening, at the same time, Sasha's just going to lay on hands and heal itself 40 hit points.
It wouldn't be a session without Sasha laying hands
On itself,
on itself,
or someone
themselves.
Oh,
Okay.
it was very necessary. It was very, very close.
Okay, cool. So I think doing this will provoke an attack of opportunity from Tartha unless you are disengaging on your way over there.
Gonna disengage as well.
Okay.
Marvin will.
Okay. So you settle up on top of Marvin and you go to move past. Sansuri, you stand between the dragon and Dragonborn. What do you do?
So, sorry, is he trying to get past me?
He is flying. Oh, he's trying to fly away from you.
I
Are
mean,
you trying to go up and over, Mark, or are you trying to go past, or like what's the?
Yeah, I think it'd be up and over to be safe.
Okay. Well, you're still going to fly up in front of Sansuri, so it's going to be pretty obvious to her what's happening. I'm just trying to work out what the situation is.
yeah. Okay. I mean, I would roll my eyes in disgust, but not engage. I would just let him fly over.
Sasha will write that down and remember that.
Okay. Cool. So, just working out. So, Sansuri, you are 24 feet tall. So, Marvin's going to have to get up, at least kind of 30 feet and fly over you. So, Marvin, you're only going to be able to go about 50 feet from your location. You can get to about there.
It's like you're walking down like down a street and like a pigeon like just gets up off the ground, just like flies up and you're like, ah! It's like that, but with
The wings flapping
a
at you.
massive dragon instead of a pigeon.
Yeah, which is basically the same size. Well, a little bit bigger than a pigeon to Sansuri. Cool. And so we'll call that combat over for now, as Tartha just says, Sansuri, you would let a dragon past you?
I'm not stoked either, but in what dragons would say, what giants would say, I'm not stoked in giant words. But I still think it's worth it to continue to be on Sarissa's side at this point. There's much we don't know yet, and you don't want to end up on the wrong side of a war.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
Do I have persuasion?
Sorry. If you just roll the same thing as what you rolled for.
Yep. Can do. I should have just copy
Intimidation.
pasted this. Ooh.
Oh, great rolls.
Mm.
So Tartha kind of sees as the rest of the party, you guys can all begin to disappear or head where you want to head. Tartha recognizes what's going on, just says, well, the wisdom of the cloud giants is renowned. We know that's how you built your empires. So on this occasion, we'll secede to your words.
Excellent. Stay in your lane.
And that is the end of
Whew.
the combat.
Oh.
Congratulations on surviving.
Yeah.
What's happened to Aust? I want to laugh at him this time.
Yeah. And did the noise that was made in that bedroom, did it do anything?
It definitely did stuff.
Okay.
So what I was doing was I was keeping account of the amount of noise,
Right.
and working out how that would affect Aust's rolls from. So for those people who just joined since we explained it last, so Aust, who Dave plays, has kind of lived the 28 minutes into the future through a one-on-one session we did, and we were just catching the rest of the party up, and so potentially what happened with the party would adjust what has happened to Aust. But I think like with the events of what's been going on, rest of the party, what would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
Well, I kind of want to stick around and talk to Sansuri.
Yeah, she would definitely be walking in Finn's direction because she is very intrigued as to his relationship with Sarissa.
Okay. And so I think if you all are kind of making way for Braxo and Tartha to walk past, I think they would see you with Sansuri and not
I'll let them.
want to interfere with what's going on.
I mean, she kind of wants to say something condescending like, I think it's time for sleep.
Yeah, and
Go to your
As
room.
they,
Finn is getting out of the way.
as like
That's how you do it, Finn.
like children that have just been told off, they traipse their heavy footsteps off and
Yeah, that's right.
to their
Yeah.
bed chambers.
Oh, this is brilliant.
You think about what you've done.
And yeah, so they oh, not on the map player. So they head back off to bed, thoroughly told off by the Countess.
Spurned even. Oh dear.
And I think it's a good time for us to take a break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
So-
that was exhausting.
So when we come back, we'll have a
Alice
conversation.
is so tired.
I've done so much right now. I'm knackered.
Boys
when we come-
sleepwalking, eh?
When we come back, I'll clue you in on what's happened to Aust.
Ooh.
And then Sansuri and the rest of the party can have a wee chat.
Yeah. So we just
Hope
got a
you
question.
rolled me,
So
Dave.
someone's just asking how much longer the stream is. We normally go until 10 p.m. New Zealand time, which is another hour and 15 to go. But we're about to just jump on a 5 to 10 minute break. So if you come back in 10 minutes, we'll be here for another hour. But I think now's a good time as any for a break. So let's just see you guys real soon.
if I don't think you rolled as well as you did, it could have been a very different situation.
Sog motion tape. That's not danger.
Oh.
Well,
I did.
that's what
Yeah, Jackalope. I actually did get damaged. I lost like not heaps, but 24 hit points on like an attack. It could have been much worse if my blink blade had failed.
Let's be honest. It's more damage than you've taken in any battle ever.
Possibly.
It so is. I
And
think we've got an extra follow out of that lot too.
oh, did we? Who do we?
Alex Bar Beer _ Beer.
All right, cool, sweet. I don't. All right, here we go.
Scroll up before Sock Merchant came
Oh,
on.
and Sam Jarman. I know Sam Jarman. Well, I know of Sam Jarman. I think Miss Potter might know Sam Jarman a little better than I do. But yeah, it's good to get another follower. Thanks for the follow. And what was it, Alexis or Alex? What was it? Alex Beer.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Huh? I like that. This is
146 damage in 2 turns last week. It sounds like insta death.
I'm guessing that he has a high level of. Oh look, Catch has started hosting us.
nice. Thanks for the
That's very nice.
host. That's very
Even
cool.
better.
For some reason, my host expires. It's so weird.
Oh, that is
I'm gonna
weird.
do it again now.
Okay. That's cool. Thanks for the host, XCat. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you. Okay, so we're about to learn a little bit about what happened with Aust late last week. So Aust has been living in the future for this basically whole session, and
Oh man, everyone's
So-
hosting us. That's awesome.
Yay!
yeah, hosting all over the show. Oh, actually, sorry. Before I get into that, what are the drinks du jour?
Oh, there's nothing fancy today. I feel like I started on something I could never really continue for very long. I have just a hot chocolate. Nothing fancy. I did, however, try and get back in touch. So, for those who aren't aware, I got in touch with I sent an email to a coffee syrup company that does sells like those giant coffee syrups, and I was like, hey, this is going to be like the weirdest request, but how do I get like a bunch of sample stock from you? How can I get little samples or whatever? No response. I left it for a couple of weeks, and I emailed just maybe last week, just going, I told you it was a weird one, but I would really be keen on some samples. How do I go about it? And still no answer. All right, so I gotta think of something else. I gotta find
should
something.
I think you need to.
Try one of these.
Oh, CC and dry, fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, I do need to get some of that. But yeah, I
That's
need
an
to.
epic month there.
I need to
know,
find
you
some
could-
way to get like
what
just a
you need
bunch
to
of different
find is-
flavors.
What you need to find is, I saw on Facebook the other day something called a unicorn gin, and like you tip it upside down, it goes all pink and sparkly. Alice is quite keen on that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite fitting with your little
Alice.
circlet and.
Yeah.
As a gift for Finn, I think it would be quite fitting.
That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I think I need to
You
find
need to
someone
get
that
people
can
to
liven up my
bring you
drinks.
hotel samples.
That's perfect.
Oh yeah.
That's perfect. But I do have something else planned. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do it, but I do have something else planned. Hopefully next stream, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're going to go visit Dave. We might as well just kick in and see if things are getting dicey.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna give you the high level cliff notes of kind of what I took. And apologies, there's no visual aids for this because
Right.
It happened.
otherwise we'd have to do it in real time.
Okay.
So Dave was basically skulking around the floor above where the rest of our adventurers are, and he, with the aid of his magics, managed to skulk past a number of storm giant guards, and he's kind of been exploring the various turrets and towers around the place. He saw some amazing, incredible things. He saw an enormous whirlpool that all the turrets were kind of aimed at through beautiful kind of pink crystal windows. He saw tables made of shell. He saw enormous sea enemies. He saw like huge statues of some long forgotten, or I guess maybe not to these storm giants, but some giant gods. He came across and had to, unfortunately, leave behind a 1,000-pound suit of golden chainmail.
Yeah.
I really wanted that too, but I couldn't carry it.
Actually, I think he first came across it and he went back for it and he was like, "Oh, can I get it?" And then he couldn't get it.
Right. Right.
He noticed that one of the statues had been in one of the rooms had been recently moved, and he kind of surmised that if he could move that statue, he possibly could access some other currently unknown area. But the statue was of a storm giant, so it was kind of unknown to him. And then at one point, when he was up one of these turrets, he managed to sneak
this
past.
is the important bit.
He managed to sneak past a storm giant guard, and when he realized that he kind of couldn't go any further without some sort of distraction, he pulled from his backpack the head of a fire giant and kind of lobbed it down some stairs, and the storm giant guard went chasing after it. And what happened next was basically he ran inside a room that he recognized as a storeroom, and he heard from the outside the footsteps of the storm giant guard kind of returning and trapping him inside of the room with kind of seemingly no way out. But he did manage to kind of roll very, very well and just barely sneak past this guard as he went to go and get help. And then after some more skulking, he listened at the stairs that would head down to where the rest of our party are, and he critically failed, which made his ability to intervene in the battle that happened just prior to the break very difficult. So
yeah,
for those
otherwise I would have come and helped. I promised.
For those who are following along at home, what I was doing was basically keeping account of making a noise counter, and the more noise they made, the more they added to Dave's roll, and then I had a figure in mind for when he would be able to kind of hear that and intervene. So that's something you can try if you have a game at home. So it was possible that what Dave or what Aust had experienced would change materially from what actually happened. But the most important part is as he snuck into the throne room and he kind of came across. Let me just bring that bad boy back up. Where are we now? I should have bookmarked it somehow. So he entered the throne room, which is built in this kind of amphitheater sort of shape, and on the far wall, I hope everyone can see now, is the Worm Skull throne, which is this carved obsidian skeletal throne with the heads of 4 ancient dragons kind of skewed around it. And then trying to fulfill a lifelong wish, Aust crept towards the empty throne. With Wolf at his feet, he jumped on top of the throne and began his meditation for the evening. He's an elf, so he doesn't sleep; he just meditates. When his body, his mind was not clear in the same way that his mind normally would be clear, but his body began to grow stiff, and he couldn't he felt that he could not move. And with his mind racing, he realized that he was not in a trance at all. The throne itself had kind of got him, and a force bubble kind of appeared over and around, encasing both Aust and Wolf inside the throne. And that's where we ended the session.
See, I would have come and helped if I could.
So realistically, we have no idea where he is.
No.
No, you do not. And I think, like, for the purposes of the next conversation, you don't, like, this is out of character stuff. You don't necessarily know that stuff. You kind of just know what's going on right now, and you know that, well, if he's not here, where the heck is he?
Yeah, Dave, there's a really good question in the chat, which is X-Cat saying, he sat on a magic throne. Why did he sit on a magic throne?
Well, Aust didn't think to check, and Aust generally doesn't think.
You're a ranger. Rangers should be checking for everything.
I think this is one of Aust's kind of developed character flaws. It's not even something that was even rolled. It just happens to have become something. When Aust gets something stuck in his brain, all else goes out the window.
That is so true.
Basically just does.
Is that Aust's character flaw?
It's probably mine, to be fair, and those who know me will probably agree that if I get something in my mind, I tend to go at it hell for leather, and it just seems to have become an Aust thing to do. If he gets an idea in his head, it becomes a fixation, and
I wonder
times in this.
I wonder if future characters are going to have the same trait.
No, because I've got another character who doesn't seem to who I've purposely played slightly differently. But
right.
Yeah, Aust for some reason just happens to have got a few things stuck in his brain, and it's become fun to play it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. No, that's cool.
Fun for me.
Yeah, but to be honest, because Aust has been played like that for like months, like this it did not come as a surprise. Yeah, not at all.
No. Okay. Aust basically has as Kat says, he's ousted himself as a reckless person. It's very true.
Yeah, nice.
I like it.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll rejoin the rest of the party. Aust excluded. Still. Countess Sansuri and Finn. So, Finn, you see this tall, elegant cloud giant. You don't recognize her herself, but you kind of know the story, and you understand, and you've been told who is kind of the leader of the cloud giants, and it's pretty reasonable to surmise from what you've heard that this is Countess Sansuri.
Okay, cool.
And Countess, you see this tiny halfling, and you've heard whispers of a group of a band of adventurers whose motives are unclear, but seem to be kind of a thorn in the side of some of the other giant races. That's kind of all the information that you have.
Yeah, so I think Sansuri was kind of approaching Finn, and she moves very kind of calculatedly, and she doesn't really ever give off a vibe that she needs help, but she would like to ask Finn, I saw Sarissa embrace you yesterday. Are you too close?
Yeah, we're very close. We've been friends for a very long time. She used to visit me. We would talk with her and the Queen. I learned all about them and basically giants in general, and I would give them information about my type, basically, and any other small people. Yeah, to them. But I do have one question. You sent them to bed? Like Finn is just sorry. So you just sent like these giants that tried to kill us, almost successfully destroyed Alpha. It's like you sent them to bed.
Well, they know better than to disobey a cloud giant. And we're better to send naughty children than to their rooms. You're very lucky. Your friendship with Sarissa may well have saved you and your friends today.
Okay, well, it's you that we should be thanking. If you weren't here, I don't know if we would have made that. So thank you. Is there anything we can offer you in your thanks?
I'd like to understand what it is you're doing here in Maelstrom.
Well, we're here to hopefully fix the ordning. We've been tasked to set everything right. I would introduce you to everyone officially, but I've got no idea where one of our party members has gone.
A lost party member.
Yeah, he's curious. He's
a dragon, is it?
No. We've just got the one dragon, one dragonborn, and this is just an elf. I don't know if you've met elves before, but he's a little taller than me.
Not by much.
Not by much, and not as smart and calculated as I.
While we share a common goal, I too seek to reinstate the ordning. So that's good.
That is good. Would you mind coming with? I think we need to let Sarissa know what happened down here. Would you like to?
I think that's a good idea.
Would you like to come with us
that's a great
to try and find Sarissa?
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, cool. All right.
Sasha's just going to pipe up for a second and just go, Finn, tell them about the guards that have left.
We didn't even... This is the first time we saw that the guards had left, I guess, so...
Yeah, well, actually, Sasha would just say, Finn, why are the guards not here to protect us?
Well, who's
Who's got that coin?
Sorry, that's me. How's the sword?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the two storm giants?
Yeah, there were a couple of guards down here.
Yeah. Their allegiance concerns me.
Oh. Right.
I spoke to them. Did you see me speak to them? I can't remember.
No.
I spoke to them on the way down and they turned their backs.
Okay, that's not good. I think the sooner we get to Sarissa, the better. We've got a lot. We've learnt a lot about what has happened and what's happened to her father. So we're concerned that Imrith could be around here. And if that is the case, I do worry that Sarissa doesn't know Imrith's true purpose. Or being, I should say.
Which is?
Well, I don't know if you know Imrith. I don't know if you've met Imrith, but she's not a storm giant. She puts herself in the guise of a storm giant and is actually a blue dragon. She was...
Oh!
Yeah. And we believe that she has something to do with Hecaton's disappearance. We know that she took the conch, or his conch, and we've actually met her in person in both forms. In fact, she killed a dear friend of ours and stole his armor.
Sasha's just going to pipe up again and just go, not just any dragon, it was an ancient dragon.
Oh, that's right, it was an ancient dragon. An ancient shape-shifting dragon. Yeah. So I think the sooner we see Sarissa, talk to her about what's happened down here, and ask her if she knows of this Imrith.
I think that's a good idea. I don't know where her quarters are, though. Would I know where her quarters are, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, you would
I
not.
do not know where her quarters are.
Okay.
The storm giants are kind of famously secretive about the non-public spaces. That's kind of why they have this kind of guest floor where they put everybody who's not a storm giant. So you don't really know who's what and where. And just kind of at the like as you are debating how you find Sarissa, you hear this thud 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 down the stairs as two
Oh.
hill giants appear.
Uh-oh.
And they thud up to you, and they're dressed in like this fine blue scale mail, like the likes you've never you don't Countess, you recognize them as the guards from the throne room earlier. But for the rest of you, you've never really seen hill giants dressed in such finery.
Mm.
And they kind of stop and stand at attention. And they speak in unison. They look like they've got some kind of fraternal similarities going on. And they speak in this unison voice, and they're kind of like, "We Tug and Cog, we royal guards."
I love hill giants.
Wow.
Hill giants are great. Oh, yeah.
Did you hear the commotion? We had some rogue giants try to coordinate attack upon our new friends here.
Sarissa told us to protect the little ones.
Yay, nice.
Well, I was busy here doing your job.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And when you say that, you see like their chins just kind of begin to quiver, and their bottom lip begin to jut out, and their faces sink.
Oh.
Oh, poor hill giants.
And one of them kind of wipes away.
Amy feels real bad, but Sansuri cares not for hill giants.
Oh, nice.
And they said, "We're sorry."
Don't let it happen again.
No one. You're a big giant, not as big as the storm giants, but you're almost as big.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
I love it.
So Finn knows this, and Sansuri, you'd know this as well. The hill giants are obsessed with size. Like, they genuinely believe that the reason why the storm giants are the ruling class is because they're the largest, and the cloud giants are the second largest. So in their eyes, the ordning is based around
Size.
physical size. And
Yeah.
they're actually
Size does matter.
and they're physically the smallest, which just happens to be a coincidence. But they've kind of made that connection themselves, not through any.
Does that count as brain size as well? Because they seem pretty stupid.
Well, they don't think of it as brain size, but it's a good insight.
Yeah, I mean, Sansuri wouldn't really have anything to say to them. They're beneath her.
Yeah. So hill giants are 16 feet tall, and you are 24 feet tall.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
Literally and metaphorically beneath me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Finn's just gonna pipe up and say to the what are their names? Tug and Cug.
Tug and Cog.
Tug and Cog. All right, Tug and Cog.
I had to introduce them after 9 o'clock, obviously.
That's almost as bad as the ogres that we were playing with.
So not Rub and Tug. Okay, good. That would be.
Tug and Cog.
Okay. Can Finn's gonna speak up and just say, Tug, Cog, could you please take us to Sarissa?
We're not supposed to. And they kind of look at each other, and for the first time, they're not speaking in unison. Like, oh, are we allowed?
Can I narrow my eyes and say, I think it's best we inform her of what happened down here tonight?
They look at you and they go, oh, yeah, we take you.
Yeah, we'll take him.
And they begin walking towards the stair, and it's kind of like motion you
All right.
towards them. And so we'll just copy paste everybody.
On our wake, Finn just wants to sort of have a bit of a chat to Sansuri and just find out why is Sansuri here? So why are you here, Sansuri?
I simply seek to reinstate the ordning and have our people return to their regular way of life.
Do you have any information that you could give us, or do you know how were you going to reinstate the ordering? What was your plan, or how can we help that?
I'm here to see how I can best assist Sarissa.
Perfect.
I think she has the best chance of making that happen, and I don't yet know how I can assist, but that's what I've come here to find out.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And so I'm just gonna move you all.
Dun, dun, dun. So you're back in kind of that amphitheater where the giant hulking crab is.
Oh yay, the crab!
Being played as an organ.
Nice.
And Cog and Tug stop, and they say, Cog asks Tug, "You told them?" And Tug's like, "They see." And Cog turns around and says, "Someone sat on the throne."
Oh no. Okay. Who sat on the throne?
Small one like you.
Oh, and Finn's just like, oh my god.
I feel like Sansuri would know about the throne.
Yeah. So what you know? Actually, roll Arcana for me, or sorry, roll a d20 plus your intelligence.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
So you know that there's this beautiful throne, like just pristine, like the darkest blacks and the most ivory of bone. It's just a fantastic piece of furniture.
Great.
What's happened to the person who sat on the throne?
Oh, they're stuck.
They're stuck. They're stuck where?
On throne.
Okay.
Do you suppose this could be your missing friend?
Yeah.
Tiny people?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen any other small people around here, have you?
No.
No. I have. Can you take us to the throne, please?
Yes, I can.
Oh, whoever.
Well, I can. I was there earlier.
Oh, you were there earlier. Oh, you had. Okay. All right.
And they turn around and they're like, "It's on the way."
Oh, it's on the way. Okay. Fine. All right.
Sansuri rolls her eyes as the hill people are not very helpful.
Yeah.
People. They're not giants, they're hill people. I love it.
Hill people. Okay, I'm just gonna march you all down south.
Cool.
Down into the throne room, where obviously, Sansuri, you've been here a number of times in the past. You know basically where everybody stands, and as you all kind of come around, they, Cog and Tug, kind of point in unison, like, "See?" And you see this kind of this not opaque, but not quite transparent. This kind of it's almost like the outside of a marble, just kind of floating around the throne, and you see a very distressed wolf inside of it, kind of trying to nudge Aust, and just kind of as these white flecks cross over, you lose track of where he is for a moment, but then it kind of comes back and clears up, and it's just kind of inside this glowing sort of vaguely white opalescent orb.
Took your time, man. Seriously.
Like, so can we hear? Like, did you just say that out loud? Like,
I can't say anything. No.
He's
I'm screaming.
tired.
I'm screaming at you in my mind, but I can't verbalize anything right now.
oh wow.
Yeah,
All right.
so you're basically in a waking coma, Aust. So your experience of the world right now is like your body is no longer responsive, and you see this white whirling thing sit in front of you, and it feels to you like as though it's been hours, and you see people finally enter the throne room, and you want to cry out with every kind of fiber of your being, but you aren't able to, and the only saving grace is that your loyal friend Wolf is here with you.
Sansuri is waiting for the smaller people to indicate whether or not this is their friend.
Can we see? Do we actually see? I know we've spotted Wolf. With the shifting, we can see Aust.
You can see Aust sitting on the throne, like proud as punch, like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our friend. And Finn just wants to turn to Sasha and be like, "What is this? Do you know what this is?"
Sasha can't see anything. I think dynamic lighting's in play.
Oh, Job, can you turn off that dynamic lighting stuff? Thanks, man. There we go.
Sasha can see the light.
Hey, the light's been lifted. The darkness is gone.
Sorry, I'm not sure where I'm meant to look now.
Sort of south of where we were.
I'm just here. Here I am. See the elf sitting on the throne with his wolf in front of him.
Yeah.
Sasha's just gonna nudge Finn and say, "He's your responsibility."
Do you know what this magic is? Do you have any indication of what this is or how we can get rid of it?
I can think about it and see if I've seen it in the past.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana.
All right.
Nope, no nothing. It's a pretty throne.
Can Sansuri step forward and use Identify?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay, cool. So for you, Sasha, what you know is
Not much.
that it's a beautiful chair, just gorgeous. It's the kind of thing you really wish that you had back home. So if you hit the button on Identify, please, Sansuri.
Yeah. Did it do it? No?
No. More so,
Oh,
I can
there-
read it. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Choose one object. Okay, cool. So, you learn quite a lot. I'd say because you can't directly touch it, you've got this kind of force field around it, but you're going to learn like a reasonable amount about the artifact that stands before you. It is called the Worm Skull Throne. And where's the description for it? Here we go. So this is this throne that hovers about a foot off the ground, and is made. It's a massive thing made of polished obsidian with oversized feet. They're impaled skulls of 4 ancient blue dragons, and there's some runes that kind of glisten in the carved obsidian and seem to wink into life with some sort of odd blue energy. So you know that this was built by dwarven gods and entrusted to ancient rulers of the Dwarven Empire, and it was kind of a symbol of it was the seat of power for dwarves and pride for kind of ages. Yada yada hovers. You know that this was like thinking back and on your kind of history of what's happened with giant kind of things. You kind of surmise that this was the gift that Queen Neri gave to King Hecaton on his on the day he was kind of made king, and you know that there is a connection between the scepter that the ruler holds onto and the throne itself, and you remember seeing Sarissa holding that very scepter earlier today when she was sitting on the throne and not paralyzed.
Oh, damn! I should have got that first. Damn it!
Clearly.
Right.
Okay. Do I
That's it.
just like internally hear all of this, or is it like a bellowing voice that from the throne?
So this is kind of you're not hearing the information, but you manage to you just instantaneously have your mind flooded with this information. You know it's an ancient artifact. It's an incredibly powerful thing, and there's a lot more to it. But beyond the veil of the force field, you can't kind of unlock any more of its secrets. But you know how you would kind of free Aust from this prison, should you wish to.
So, yes. I'll step back and I will say, we're going to need to find Sarissa and her scepter
Okay.
if you want to free your friend.
All right. Well, I mean, Finn's got no reason not to believe what you're saying. And Finn's actually kind of pissed at Aust at the moment. After having to revive Alpha, who's still not doing very well, but is managing to keep up. So Finn just says, "I don't mind if we leave him here a little longer. That does not bother me."
Okay.
All right, come on, Cog and
Okay, yeah.
Tug.
Tug and the other one.
So they kind of move down beyond just and kind of inch past the throne, and they get to this point here, and each one of them kind of tries to enter the. They both try to enter the corridor at the same time, and they get stuck into that. And Cog's like, "Move first." Tug's like, "No," and then they try to like wrestle for a bit before Cog finally pushes his way through and laughs to himself. A little bit of Three Stooges action. Everyone else, sorry, I'm just moving you all. No, I can't move Aust and Wolf because...
No, because we want to stay on the throne. It's a lifelong dream.
Yeah. You have to stay on the throne. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Cog and Tug bring me down into this room here, which I'll describe for you a little bit. So this is like a little private meeting room behind the main throne room, and it's kind of Sansuri, you've been back here before to have meetings with King Hekaton and also Sarissa herself, where you would discuss things that you didn't want basically other people to overhear, or other giants to overhear. And there's some giant-sized bookshelves and just a table to stand around as you kind of discuss things, but you are kind of perplexed as to why you're in this room, because every time this is a closed off room, and Cog walks up to the wall and he kind of moves, and then as the wall gives way, and there's a staircase turret that appears in front of it, and it kind of motions you forward. And the staircase goes both up and down, and they lead you upstairs. Sorry, just give me a moment here.
While we follow behind, Sasha's just gonna look at Finn and say, "Bet you ass didn't find this little trapdoor."
Yeah. No, he would have been too focused on sitting on that throne.
Sorry, just let me quickly. Where are we?
I think Alpha and Beta are just gonna kind of like snuggle up next to these anemone and just and rest while we head upstairs.
Okay. Cool.
Have the griffins been useful at any point?
Oh yeah, hugely
Okay.
hugely helpful.
Right.
The reason that Finn doesn't take any damage is because of those griffins.
Yeah, I'm usually
Right.
on the back of Alpha firing arrows down at people. Yeah.
He's out
Okay,
of reach
so-
of everybody.
I'm not sure where it's going to land you, but if you go to the kind of mid/bottom right,
Okay. Oh, you might have to turn the dynamic lighting off again.
Woohoo! Damn, I wish I'd found the staircase.
So the room that you all walk into, is everyone with us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hog and Tug kind of leading the charge there. There's a storm giant guard posted outside, and there's this enormous pink crystal window that opens itself up to this enormous whirlpool that you all can see. It's the same thing that Aust was seeing previously as he climbed up and down turrets. And you just see kind of things being pulled in and dragged down. You see enormous sharks and whales kind of heading down, but they seem to be completely fine, and this whirlpool seems to be some sort of natural, understood thing for them. And the storm giant guard kind of announces and says, "Cog, Tug, what is the meaning of this? Pardon, Countess, but these are Sarissa's private chambers."
Do we recognize this guard?
No, he's not one of the guards from earlier.
Okay.
I feel like I have the most authority.
Yeah.
and would maybe step forward. Pardon us, Mr. Storm Giant Guard, sir. We have some news of some very concerning happenings downstairs in the guest chambers this evening, and need to speak with the princess at once.
So he kind of bows to you and says, "Countess, please, you don't need to address me so formally. Of course I'll wake Sarissa for you,
Thank you.
Hopefully she doesn't take her wrath out on me." And he disappears into the room, and a few moments later, Sarissa appears bleary-eyed, wrapped in finest sheets you've ever seen, and kind of says, "Sansuri, what is Finn?
Princess,
What is
so sorry to have woken you. I'm here with your strange small friends.
Does are my the damage that I've had, is that obvious to Sarissa?
I'll check through her like hazy, bleary eyes, and she's just trying to make sense of the situation right now. She's not used to being woken up, but then she looks at you and says, "Finn, are you all right?"
Yeah, and Finn's just gonna like basically let out a big sigh and sort of look over. It looks like Alpha has come up. Let's say Alpha and Beta have kind of crawled over to these ones.
Sorry.
That's right. That's right. Let's say they came up. It's probably safer up here for them anyway. And he's just going to look over at Alpha, and sort of then look back at Sarissa and say, "It wasn't safe in the guest quarters."
And she says, "I see that. What could possibly have happened? I had 2 guards there."
And Finn will look over at Sansuri. Maybe she can explain.
I spoke with the guards, Princess, and I have some concerns about where their allegiances lie. They turned a blind eye to the attack by the 3 giants.
She kind of lets out this deep sigh, and she says, "I did fear that there may be some sort of retaliation against you, Finn. I'm truly deeply sorry. It's my fault for making them wait so long and then ignoring them in favor of you. I can." And then she just kind of trails off. And when she kind of comes back, she says, everything's been so hard since Dad left. I feel like I'm the only one holding things together. Moran and Nim, I love them dearly, but I know they don't think that I'm the right person. I only have Uther and Emrith to rely upon.
Finn sort of looks over at Sasha and back at Sarissa and says, Imrith!
Sasha's gonna nod. Or in a disagreement. Imrith is being used.
Imrith is here.
How have you met Emrith? She's lovely, isn't she?
Her
counsel has really helped me in these trying times. I wish I had a dozen advisors like her.
How is Imrith's new armor doing?
New armor? I can't say. To be honest, I've been so preoccupied. I can't imagine. Oh, you don't think she's upset that I didn't notice about her armor, did you?
Yeah, I mean, she might be upset that you hadn't noticed that she had slain a dear friend to get that armor.
What?
I don't know how to tell you this, Sarissa, but Imrith is not even what you think she is. The only thing keeping her in the form that she's in at the moment is the armor that she has strapped around her.
Okay. She's been here for months. She's provided incredibly wise counsel. She seems to have seen things coming. She knew that the giant lords would appear here just as you did, Sansuri. How could she be something else?
In fact,
why are you?
I'm surprised she's even comfortable around that throne that you've got down there, considering it is on top of the 4 skulls of her brethren.
And she kind of takes a deep breath and is visibly taken aback physically and like mentally as she kind of stumbles backwards, and she says, "This is a serious accusation, Finn. I haven't seen you for years, and this is one of the first things that you bring up with me. We'll sort this out. We'll sort this out. I am very sorry that you were attacked. I'll post Cog and Tug, who are my most loyal servants.
Rub and Tug can't help you here.
To your quarters, and I
Wait, did he not say she was a dragon? Did you specifically?
No, he didn't
I hinted it.
Say the words.
Imrith is a dragon. She's an ancient, shape-shifting blue dragon.
Do storm giants feel the same way giants do about dragons, or no?
I think all giants
yes,
do. Yes,
all giants are like, so giants and dragons are like mortal enemies.
Okay, I feel like at this point Countess would have definitely spat that out and said, "It's a dragon. She's a dragon."
So Sarissa, her response to that is kind of like, these are serious accusations. She's been with us. Why I would never let someone like that into my court. I would never let a dragon into the court.
Was she around before or after your father disappeared?
Go ahead and roll persuasion for me.
I'm not very good at this part.
Ooh.
Consistent though. 13.
And she says, before, but just.
Mm.
And she like kind of clutches the scepter that
Mm.
she's been holding the whole time, kind of like a little bit closer
She
into her chest.
she caused all of this. She is the one that broke the ordning. I don't know. Sorry, I just want to say I don't know who she wants at the top, or if she just wants giant kind in disarray. But you know as well as I do that with the ordning broken, it's only going to lead to more chaos.
And she said, sorry, I'm just reading some of my notes. Okay, so her retort, in Sansuri, you're kind of intimately aware of the details of what happened with the ordning, and she kind of says to you, for as long as my father reigned, fear of his wrath and respect for... Are you casting Zone of Truth, Sasha? Are you interrupting this?
Potentially.
Oh.
Can I do that? Can I do that without them noticing? Or just kind of do it while we're talking?
So the VS on the Zone of Truth is verbal and somatic. So you would need to say some keywords and you need to make some gestures. So
yeah, I think
you could try to hide that. But...
I wouldn't try to hide it, but I think before Sarissa goes into a massive trail away speech, Sasha's just gonna interject and just say, as a paladin, I do speak truth, and I'm gonna make sure that everyone speaks the truth in this very somber moment. I mean,
Sansuri would say, it is no surprise the Dragonborn does not trust us.
Wow. I'm gonna Sasha's gonna stand in the middle of the room and just say, huddle up together, please.
It's getting close to the Dragonborn.
So Cog and Tug like huddle up real close. They get right in there. They're in a little huddle with you. They're like,
oh dear.
Skin to skin contact.
Yeah. They're into it. They're like, they don't know what's going on, but they're...
Oh god.
That's the best.
Come on, Tony Dragon.
Stupid.
And they just start scratching themselves.
Oh dear.
And then Sarissa reaches out a hand. She's like, "That's a good tug," and pats his head like some sort of animal.
All right.
But you're casting Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
I assumed that you were going to start doing this.
Casting Zone of Truth, and Sasha and Marvin are definitely not going to try what do you call it? Resist it. He sees it sees no point in resisting.
Okay, so let me think. So Dragonborn walks into your bedroom and casts Zone of Truth. What do you do? Do you resist it? I think you do. Is anybody not resisting it?
No,
I would be resisting it. I resist anything a dragon does.
Finn's just gonna say, please, just so we all know that what we are speaking to each other is the truth. Please let this occur.
Okay, roll persuasion again.
You're gonna trust a little person? Come on now.
Yeah, Sarissa should.
Sarissa, you'll have convinced Sansuri.
19.
Yes. Woo.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so Spencer, you can do whatever you like, but this is what Finn has said to you. But for the purposes of Sarissa and the other Storm Giant, they say, Sarissa kind of says, well, let it be. And as this wave of this kind of pyramid of light appears above you, Sansuri, you can elect to resist it, or you can allow it to happen. If you want to resist it, you roll a charisma save.
I'll let it happen.
Nice.
So everybody in the room, I think everybody knows who can lie and who can't. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can avoid answering questions. Such a creature can be evasive. Blah, blah. So everybody has elected not to try to save. So Finn, the key detail that you kind of mentioned before, where Imrith had shattered the Ordning, that kind of is what triggered this this piece of information from to Amy.
Amy's twice.
I was like,
Sorry.
who's joining?
I was like, who's this?
I thought it was gonna be a race.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We've got a double Amy now. This is great.
Oh, how did that
I
happen?
don't know.
Oh, no.
One,
That's brilliant.
one of you is frozen, Mo.
One's really enjoying a drink.
Hang on.
Is this the honest one or the
I'll just try refreshing again, sorry.
Okay.
the bad resisting one?
Oh dear.
Reagan, you might need to refresh for the stream.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll refresh. 1 second. No, oh no, there we go. I think
Now John's gone.
John's disappeared.
Yeah.
And I
I think for the time being, let's just play it with 6.
Oh, there we go.
There
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, that was incredible.
All right, cool.
Nailed it. Okay.
Magic.
So Sarissa says, for as long as my father reigned, fear of his wrath and respect for the Ordning was enough to keep the other giants in line. He became convinced that the age of giants was past, as giants themselves and their gods grew further and further apart. Anam, our All-Father, no longer heard my father's prayers, and the lesser giant gods were completely out of touch, preferring instead war with each other. That was when Anam, the All-Father, shattered the Ordning. Not Imrith, as you suggest. Things were hard on my father. He kept it together purely through his own might for a time. On one of her frequent visits to the small folk, just as we used to visit you, Finn, my mother disappeared, and she was found later by Imperator Uthor. My father's grief was given form as waves crashed against the storm coast, and storms raged, making sail impossible. He would head out to seek vengeance, but I intervened. I tried to reason with him, convinced him to quell his anger and investigate. He agreed, but then went missing. That was when I was placed in charge, and I've been doing my best since then to keep things together. And that, I think, is where we'll finish for the night.
Oh.
Yeah, you can sit on the throne for another week.
Yeah, Finn doesn't know if he's ever going to come down and get you off there.
Oh yeah,
Aust
we
is
really didn't prioritise that, did we?
Aust has achieved his lifelong goal of sitting on a throne. I mean, he's stuck, but he's kind of semi-happy that he's there.
Can we leave it a slightly more of a cliffhanger, and can Sasha just turn around and look at Sansuri to say, "Dragon lives matter too"? that was the first line. The second line is just saying, "I saw Imrith as a dragon, about 4 or 5 times the size of Marvin, kill Hashnag, a well-renowned frost giant, within two or three hits." And just leave it at that.
Okay, so Sansuri, you know of the frost giant Harshnag, who kind of eschewed his place among the frost giants and instead favoured small folk, and was something of a folk hero to them, and seemed powerful beyond frost giant kind. And it's surprising to you that to learn that he would be dead.
Cool.
So that's it. Thanks everyone for joining. So next week, I guess we'll figure out maybe the adventurers will confront Earth. Maybe we'll finally get some closure on exactly what has been going on. Maybe Aust will live on that throne from now on.
Thanks, Aust, for your contribution.
Yeah, it's been a good session, Dave. Thank you so much.
I had a great time. You guys are hilarious.
So big thank you to everyone who's followed. We actually had a heap of chat tonight, which was fantastic. Thanks to Amy again for coming along. I think you've got another session with her.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you can find Amy pretty much on every bit of social media anywhere, just using @Hello Miss Potter. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
Perfect. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we've got @GettingDicey. You can follow my Twitter is in the follow us section down below the video as well, as is John's, the DM. And I see you've ruined this for me now, Dave. I used to really enjoy pitching your completely useless, not being used Instagram. But ever since last week, you've been on it. You've actually.
What is it again? What's the Instagram?
The Instagram is this Dave's Instagram. It is.
I think I follow you, Amy.
DMWGTN. It's I guess Dave something Wellington. I guess. Yeah. DM Wellington. Yeah. So I mean, you can follow him, but I'm not going to laugh when I talk about following him anymore because he's actually utilizing it.
I'm doing shit now.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna.
It'll all be about food and dogs, and occasionally spring because I've got a couple of cool trees.
So I'm gonna have to either convince Mark to get one, then hassle him for not using it, or Reese with Igneous when he gets back.
And I even advertised this on my.
I saw that. So yeah.
You're getting Instagram, sorry guys. Just bad luck.
But do follow Dave if you want to see more of his amazing dog.
Oh right? Yeah, the dog will be on there. There's a couple of random
just the best reason to follow.
Do we have a Discord? We don't have a Discord, but maybe that's something we can look at sometime in the future. That might be all right, and we can get people who want to sort of ask questions or get up to date within the week. That could actually be pretty good. Not a bad idea. Maybe I'll set that up.
Awesome.
Cool. Nice.
Cool. So thanks all for watching, and hit us.
Stay dicey.
Stay dicey. I'm just going to end it on that. Stay dicey. Bye, everybody.
Bye.